Hello to my Pisces. All right, Pisces, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Let's see what's in your cards, Pisces. Let us see what's in your cards. Let's see if what comes out in your cards. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. All right. Let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. All right, your sign rules. 12th house. 12th house about spirituality, psychic abilities, healing, solitude, endings, world service, secrets, emotions. Right. So I want to see what's retrograde right now. Venus is retrograde. So Venus could actually uncover hidden enemies through the 7th house. We're going to have a full moon in Libra, and Libra rules 7th house. So it could reveal hidden enemies if you have some. So I am filled with energy. Making sure you put your energy in the right place. So let's get into it. Full moon energy can make somebody feel like they're really hyped up. Making sure you put your energy where it's in the right place, right? You can be on that energy where you want to return energy, whether it's high or low vibration, because you're a water sign, you're a mutable sign, so you can feel like you're just going with the flow. Here we have 801, soul renovation. Shed the past, awaken to your truth. Your angels know that you have been through many trials and tribulations. Now is the time to put down the armor that helps you survive those trials and live freely. So the door has opened to your new life. Sit in meditation and envision yourself walking through a doorway. Behind you lies the past, and ahead of you lies a future where you are living your truth. What do you see? Draw or journal about what's on the other side of that doorway. Water has to be very careful because reflection, like who you're around, be a reflection of you, your energy, right? If you don't know how to use it, you might could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius. It could be their sun or moon sign. You gotta be real careful with that, especially if you're a water sign, because water is reflective of that. So if you're around a bully, that can come across as you being a bully. You're around people who don't know how to use their fire properly. It can be very reflective of that. So people could think that you are that energy because you're reflecting that energy. So source is saying, get focused. This is the number 8. It will affect your money. It'll affect your self-worth if you do not get focused. Close out a cycle and move on from something. Move on from something. Two energies. One has succumbed to passive and powerless behavior, egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. Source is saying whether they're being bullied, whether they are the bully, or whether they are being bullied, their energy, it's reflective of your energy. Something about their being around them is like you kind of sort of, it looks like your energy. So you being filled with energy around the full moon, anything happens with them, so to say, you jumping right on board with something. So there's the end card. That's right, rebirth. Death, rebirth. Nine of Swords here. Wake up from your own nightmares. Two sides of a sword. Two sides of a sword. Somebody around some fire energies. They go from 0 to 1,000. They just fly, just like something takes a quick progression of things, right? Something, so death, rebirth, filled with energy, right? Here's a chariot card. So somebody's at a crossroad. Somebody could have mother energy, something about mother, because Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. Yeah. And this is the I feel something. So somebody could be having some kind of feelings about something because they're filled with energy. Filled with energy. Either you are the child or you could be the mother, or you're a man who has very nurturing spirit, right? Either or. You don't have to have kids, right? But you could have a very nurturing spirit, right? So it's almost like if an energy is having a nightmare, it reflects your energy. You're having a nightmare too. And you just go from 0 to 1,000. And so it's just saying, I need you to calm down and crossroad, go into prayer warrior mode before somebody crash and burn. It's like take off like a rocket, right, in the wrong direction. That's what Source is saying. Use your fire. This is energy. Use your fire responsibly, meaning get focused on something that you prayed for. What did you pray for? Get focused. That's what Source is saying. So if you're, it's going to matter who you are around, especially during full moon. People should be getting downloads. So that would be a great time to be in hermit mode, sunbathing, absorbing that, going into prayer warrior mode. I say that a lot on my channel, is like going into praying for energy mode. Your water sign, get near water. Here's the Two of Cups. Both of these are your hands, meaning you know what your spirit needs. Yep, you know what your spirit needs. So in certain energies, you need a healthy work-life balance. Somebody could be working in the legal field in some way, shape, form, or fashion, but feel some kind of way about their soulmate. Soulmate could just be a kindred spirit. Somebody could feel some kind of way about something. The Source is saying, consider your future. Somebody could feel some way about something. Consider your future. Somebody could be having a nightmare because they could be away from somebody, right? And feeling worthless. Because somebody else could be trying to make somebody else feel worthless. Remember, the number 8 is 2 energies involved. 2 types of energies involved. 2 types of energies involved. The other side of the Justice card, this is Libra, is Taurus, right? We're talking about the second house, which is personal resources, money habits, possessions, values, financial security, self-worth, and income. So you could have 2 people that's trying to make 2 other people feel worthless. That's what this is right here. The Source is saying, think about your future. Think about your future. Wake up from your own nightmares. Somebody feels like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. They feel like it's their responsibility to carry some kind of a weight on their shoulder, when really that's an imbalance. This is what we're talking about right here, taking off the rose-colored glasses. These are your scales. You're not supposed to be carrying somebody else's weight on your scales. That's like, this is healthy work-life balance. Health, your home and your work balance should be balanced out. So when you're at work, imagine your manager dumping a bunch of files on your desk and saying, here, do that person's job while you got your own. And I want it all done by the end of this week. I don't care what you got going on at home. I want you to do their job and their job, yours, theirs, and theirs. by the end of the week, I don't care what you got going on at home. That's what it feels like for somebody. They got the weight of the world on their shoulders, and everything is happening super fast. And somebody feels overwhelmed. Somebody feels overwhelmed. Somebody's hearing the word death, their mother, they're overwhelmed, they're drowning in something, they're drowning in fear, confusion, you know, legal something. Somebody could just literally feel like they have the weight of the world on their shoulder, trying to think about their future. It's just a lot of stuff that's going on. Yeah, so it's time to toss confusion about that two energies have dumped on your internal scales. These right here, these scales, these bowls right here, they've dumped into your lap. Time to throw that into a burning bowl. That's not your responsibility. Not your responsibility. And that's how people get looped into other people's karmic cycles. They're carrying other people's burden on their shoulders. Being bullied. Being bullied. And some people just sitting around just looking like a deer caught in headlights. Don't know, have a clue as to what's going on. So that's what source is saying. Get as far away from something as fast as you can. Something around family. Because somebody has been feeling worthless when it comes to family from the beginning. And that, again, is what you can relate to. I mean, this is not rocket science for somebody. Somebody knows exactly what this feels like when it comes to their own family. Always constantly being left out. Matter of fact, what I'm picking up on, the energy I'm picking up on, is this is generational. This is not even, this is ruled by a generational planet, and this is ruled by a generational planet. These are two outer planets. This is not even brand new. This is like, this is something that looks like you could come from a family. Let me see how many kids are in this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it could be, you could come from a family of 6. Okay. 2 parents, 4 kids, a dog. Y'all could have a dog or had a dog or something, or maybe have one or whatever. Where somebody always felt like they was, you know, somebody felt like maybe this was you. You were the person that was like right between the parents. Maybe you were the one who knew your worth and value. The other kids maybe just kind of back there. But in either case, somebody in every family knows what this feels like, to be left out, right? Left out of something. So source is saying it's something to you that you are now making a connection with. Something is starting to, you're starting to see how overwhelmed something has been for somebody. How much of a nightmare something has been. Just because somebody decide, this right here, this moon card exposes a lot of how people secretly feel about people. The moment people start believing in their dreams, it doesn't matter what the age is. You could be 90 years old and you start finally believing in your dreams after making everybody else your sun, moon, and stars. All of a sudden, people, how they've been feeling about you, holding on to something, it starts to come up to the surface. It starts to come to the surface. And so here come all of this energy. So if you're around a lot of negative energy, all that in your water sign, all that's going to come out. Fire sign is going to come out like a blowtorch. Air sign is all kinds of stuff is going to be said. Earth sign, they may not budge. They may say they said what they said, and that's the end of that. So here we have the 5 of wands here. So somebody always feels like life is a bait and switch for them. It always feels like they baited into something and something was switched off for them. It just feels like it's just too confusing. Like they baited into something, like everybody is just lying to them about something. So it's just saying to you, that is what you have in common with a lot of people that you love. This looks like the whole family is just a... It sound like whole earth family, like everybody's family. So, but you're on top of something. You're on top of something. You're on top of something. So somebody definitely feels lucky. Somebody definitely feels lucky. Somebody always feel like they being baited into something and then switched up on, right? But here's the full card. So it said, leave all of the distractions behind. Leave them behind. Again, I'm talking to you wherever Pisces is in your birth chart. Leave them in your birth chart. Leave them in your birth chart. I mean, leave them. I mean, get away from them. Distractions, not the birth chart, but leave them. Get away from the distractions. And sit on the throne and carefully vet your thoughts. Get clear-headed. Get real clear. And free yourself. Free yourself. Free yourself. This is not a competition. Free yourself. Meek does not mean weak. I say that in a lot of readings. It does not mean weak. Here's the Hierophant card. There's two energies here. Right, two energies here. Two people could have been baited into something by an organization and lied to a very shady something, and then made to feel worthless. Bullied. Somebody was bullied. This is a mess. This whole thing is a mess. But for sure, here's Venus right here. This Venus rules both of these planets right here. I mean, both of these signs right here. Some hidden enemies and some open enemies are about to be exposed. People who were openly your enemies. Those may not be a shock, but the ones that were hidden are about to be exposed. There's a Sagittarius involved in something. The Sagittarius baited you into something. Just so somebody could get free. Just so a Scorpio could be free from something. Because they was carrying something. A Scorpio was carrying something. They were traveling and carrying something. So somebody baited you into something. A Sagittarius baited you into something. That's gonna be the behind someone's back. Because what happened, looking at the cards here, this is what you and this is an energy that you and somebody have in common. You and somebody know somebody. You and somebody know a Sagittarius. Right? You had moved on. No, somebody else had moved on. Somebody else had moved on, traveled through life. They may have talked to somebody. They may have talked to somebody. Let me see. Hold on. What else? What other message source? What other message source? This 10th house is North Node. So somebody was traveling. They was carrying something. And they fell for some kind of bait. Somebody was being shady. But that's what you and somebody have in common. Somebody bullied somebody into doing something, but something is about to it's a tower happening. It's an upheaval happening because it's a lot of stuff about to come to a head, and part of it is because if it's an organization that likes a bunch of chaos and confusion and people have not figured it out yet. Too much infighting going on. Too much people not talking to each other. This is calculated. Let's get to the pick-me spirits. And everybody has been a pick-me, by the way. Right? Everybody has been a pick-me. Everybody has wanted to belong to something. That's everybody. Let's get to the ones that's really been outside of the family walls. Let's get to them. Work on those energies. That's the part that somebody is missing here. So I just want you to see something from a higher frequency. You also have a guardian angel that's watching over you too. Somebody who transitioned has been watching over you, basically talking to you telling you to free yourself. These energies are shady. Yeah, here's a Six of Cups. Something that you and somebody have in common is a loved one, a Scorpio. You and a loved one have a Scorpio in common that who is very gifted and talented. Yeah, somebody is very gifted and talented. That people saw them as competition. That's what this fire is. People saw them as competition as well. People will talk about them behind their backs. People will talk about them behind their backs as if they were competition. As a fire energy, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius would talk about them behind their backs. They would still come around very kind and gentle with people. But they would do the same thing. Oh, this is generational. They would do the same thing. Leave them out of stuff. Saying that we don't believe in the same things. This is our belief sign. They don't believe in the same things. They don't believe in being shady towards them. Talking about being behind their back when they move on. Jumping to conclusions. Comparing their marriage to their... I mean, just a mess. Just a complete mess. This is family stuff. And people saying they love people while they causing people nightmares. Yep. So, rising above the judgment. But there's a guardian angel that's been basically saying people need to learn how to rise above the judgment. That's what this is. There's no judgment. Because it's just causing too many nightmares. And learn how to save yourself. Save yourself the tears. That's what this is. Somebody's saying, save yourself the tears, rise above the judgment, save yourself some tears, learn how to move on quietly through life. But stop being around certain energies. So, I don't know who that's for, but whoever it's for. Yeah, whoever it is for. So yes, soul renovation, shed the past, grief, tears happen. Tears are what happen when ice melts from the heart. Or somebody's been grieving something for a long time. I keep telling people, if you got to ask the question, who all is going to be over there at a certain age, then you don't need to go. You need to be quite content with your life. You got some very old adults that are still, oh, they just feeling something. They jealous because they not involved in something. Still acting like kids. Don't let pride get in your way. Go where you're, when the moon moves through Leo, we're not talking about any Leos that you're talking about. Go where you're, but that's what it means. Go where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. And some people have gotten that very early on. They go where they are appreciated and not where they're tolerated. They will stay in. They will leave a job when they'll move out of an apartment, a condo, wherever. When they feel like they're not appreciated, but you got some people that's clapping and cheering, thinking they behind something when source is behind something. Some people don't want to be involved in stuff. They want to be around people who causing them to have nightmares. And it came from an organization. They're doing stuff through events. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Here we have, remember who you are. You carry stardust in your bones, your ancestors' wisdom in your blood, and the whole universe in your soul. Know yourself and nothing will bring you down. Know yourself, nothing will bring you down. Somebody will figure it out. So whether you all have kids or not, because something was done behind somebody's back, it's as far as you're concerned. And somebody was asking you to save them. They were asking you to save them. So it's just saying, whether you have kids or not, Source is saying to you, free yourself from whatever you've been holding on to so it doesn't blind you to what your purpose is right now. Free yourself. Free yourself. Everybody is carrying something. Everybody has been baited into something. Free yourself. Free yourself. Time to act. You don't have to know everything in advance. Take the first step and watch it all unfold. You can deal with whatever your path reveals. You are ready. You are ready. Yeah, Sagittarius has something to do with something. Somebody that you have in common that you know, where somebody was baited into something, somebody carrying something, or they fell for some kind of bait. Some kind of bait they fell for. Well, we'll find out. Here's the key. All you do with ease and enthusiasm is the path to your goal. Actions are secondary. Make the energy within your primary focus. Do not do not underestimate the little joys. All right. So yeah. But you and some loved ones have a lot of things in common. Whether you're around them or not, somebody you're not talking to, you have a lot in common with them. You have a lot of things in common. But it's somebody you're not talking to. Or you all are not talking to each other, something. That's what the Nine of Swords is. Y'all have a lot of things in common, including some nightmares that both of you all have gone through. You and somebody have gone through. It looks like a lot of people that you love, family members, have gone through the same nightmare. Like everybody, somebody got to wake up and stop the madness. So resources, use wisely and as needed. You got some resources coming across your path. Sources saying use them wisely and as needed. It literally is like, almost literally like it's a rite of passage for somebody's family to keep going through this much hell, for real. Like somebody that's like that's just part of going through, just coming out of a family. Like you can't come out of somebody's family without being some kind of trauma. Like when does that end? What day does that happen on? So chanting. Yeah, some kind of chanting. Somebody's trying to get real clear and calm and trying to do some clearing, some energy clearing is what someone's trying to do. So take time to breathe out. When I look at this reading right here, it just looks like somebody comes from, this is a lot of people's family. It's not just one concentrated, like one like core group. It's like it's almost like the fighting within the family where people just have to hurt each other without even knowing what the heck other people are carrying on their shoulders. Just jumping to conclusions, hurting each other behind people's backs. When people move on, that's what people are realizing. Like people are waking up to nightmares. It's like, okay, the nightmares they were having was almost like it was coming through generational. Like you were sharing a nightmare with someone else. That's what's tripping people out. It's like, okay, you jump into conclusion. You feel like, and remember, you all rule 12th house, right? So it could almost make you feel like you're delusional. And you're like, wait a minute, whose nightmare is this? You could be having some nightmares from some people of soulmate energy while they're actually physically going through it. And then they come and tell you later, you like, oh my God, I had no idea. That's why I was having that dream, that download, total recall. Ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. You and somebody, it could be, like I said, somebody who's sitting on their throne. Remember, time is relative. Are going to be kind of hearing the same story, possibly from, if y'all have kids, maybe from your kids. of the price that they had to pay to be in a family. It's somebody that you're not talking to. Somebody that you're not talking to. That's just how spiritually gifted you and someone are. So it's time to shed the past, awaken to your truth. Somebody has psychic gifts, psychic abilities. What kind of psychic you are, you would have to figure that out. But y'all will be sharing, I mean, almost identical stories, whatever that may be. But that's what I have for you. So when you're filled with energy, it means prayer warrior. That's what the Tower card is. Prayer warrior. Not going to war with somebody, like somebody just can't stop themselves. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. And we'll see you all in the next video. Yeah, but this is definitely targeted acts to keep people away from each other. That's where the hidden enemy comes in. This is the hidden enemy right here. You can feel like you know exactly who the other enemy is, y'all talking to each other, but then y'all haven't talked to each other. Y'all apart from each other, like these two bowls are apart from each other. That's the one that you know, hey, I ain't talking to them, they not talking to me. But this will show the hidden enemy, right? The hidden enemy. So you better know your self-worth. That's the hidden enemy. Because when you don't know your self-worth and you want to be a part of something, come on in. Come on in. Take you to this room, take you to that room. Then you got to hear stories later. So you know who to put your energy. You put your energy towards prayer and meditation for clarity. Because you and somebody going to have the same stories of heartbreak. Because had y'all been talking to each other and adjusting each other's crowns, y'all would have been able to exchange some stories. Y'all would have been able to talk, but that was the whole mode, to keep y'all apart from each other so y'all wouldn't talk. Keep y'all so heartbroken and away from each other. The people who needed help, you couldn't even see. Couldn't even see who needed help. Too busy living your own nightmares. Until the Tower came down on both of you. And everybody's eyes bugged out of their head. They don't know what, oh my God, what was, you mean I had no idea? Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, because of financial independence. That's why. That was their payback. Their payback was break up the family. Okay. Here's the payback. That's the hidden enemy. That is what I have for you. And this is somebody that you could have had kids with, saying, you break up the family, I got something for you. Not somebody who you thought was the enemy, somebody that you had kids with. That's what you about to find out. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. And I'll see you all in the next video. All right? Bye.